Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Amabad, Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear friends, as you know that this is our fourth episode of the series that focuses on the life of promised Masih, promised Mehdi, and Mujaddid of the 14th century, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmed, Sahab of Qadian. In the first three episodes, we have discussed a brief sketch of Mirza Ghulam Ahmed Qadiani. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. After that, we discussed his major claim and his position as the Mujaddid of the 14th century. Of course, from Quran and traditions of Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. We discussed the communication of God with true ones. We have already given examples of the other saints in Islam who claimed that they are Mujaddids of their respective centuries, like Imam Sayyidi, Mujaddid Al-Afsani, Shah Waliullah, and others. We discussed that how and when Mirza Ghulam Ahmed of Qadian claimed that he's the Mujaddid of 14th century. As now we have proved it from Quran and Hadith and from the saints of Islam that he was the Mujaddid of 14th century. Now the next topic which we are going to deal with is his claim as Imam Mehdi. As this is very vast topic, we will divide this topic into different episodes and we'll try to prove it from Quran and Hadith that he is the promised Masih. So let's begin with the topic. In spite of weakness and discrepancies of the reports about the Mehdi, their collective evidence cannot be rejected. There is a clear distinction between the two sets of the reports, one relating to the Masih and the other to the appearance of Mehdi. The reports about Masih have been accepted by all the great authorities of Hadith, whereas the reports relating to Mehdi have been rejected not only by Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, but also by many eminent scholars of Hadith. There is no doubt that all these reports have been greatly tampered with for various reasons, so much so that even those who believe in coming of Mehdi only accept the fundamental fact of his advent because of the extreme differences and discrepancies found in their details. They refuse to approve of these reports. Nawab Siddiq Hassan, an Al-Hadith scholar from India who was expecting an early advent of Mehdi, even during his lifetime, wrote in his book, there is no doubt in it that the basis of this report are very often defective. At another place in the same book, he has written that all the details about the reports of Mehdi only show this much, that he would certainly appear through his appearance, though his appearance may occur in any form. The question here naturally arises, when Bukhari and Muslim have not accepted this report and other scholars of Hadith have also regarded their basis as defective, why should not those be considered as absolutely weak or fabricated and be rejected entirely? The attitude that if there is discrepancies in details, the basic fact itself should be rejected does not only go against all the principles of accepting Hadith but also of history. On the other hand, the difference in the details show that there is somewhere a fundamental reality behind all this. If in reports relating to Mehdi, different parties for their own ulterior motives have mixed up false reports, this is quite feasible. Although this again proves that behind these reports there is something substantial which both the parties had wanted to seize upon to serve their own ends. The original is therefore grossly distorted. When historical reports differ in their details, the common factor among them is at least accepted as true. In reports concerning Mehdi, the appearance of Mehdi himself is such a common factor. Therefore, this at any rate cannot be put aside. The reason why Bukhari and Muslim did not accept them is the weak and defective way of their reporting. But when weak and defective reports have at least gained historical status, then according to the rules of history, we are forced to consider and accept their common and collective testimony as true. Besides that, we cannot reject the possibility of different person being referred to in these reports, and that some signs may be fulfilled in one person and the others in the another. As the word Mehdi is also used in a very broad sense, it means one who is guided and to the heir to all truths, and in whom the attribute guide for God is fully represented. Thus, this word can be applied to every guided person, as for instance, the first four righteous successors of the Holy Prophet had also been called Mehdi. In the Tariq written by Imam Sayyidi, Imam Suyuti has reported a saying of Wahab bin Munabi. If there has been any Mehdi in this ummah, it is Umar bin Abdul Aziz. The reference is Tariq al-Khulfa, chapter Umar bin Abdul Aziz, page 234. If different signs are fulfilled in different persons, they can all be called Mehdi. Let us come on the common factors. In the reports about Mehdi, Abu Dawud and Tirmidhi mentions a report by Ibn Masud that the world will not come to an end unless a person from the people of my house becomes the ruler of Arabia, whose name will be identical to my name. A report from Salma reads thus: Mehdi is from me, having a bright forehead, high nose, and will fill this earth with equality and justice. As it was filled with oppression and violence in Abu Dawud. In Abu Dawud, it has been again mentioned that Hazrat Ali looked toward his son Hassan and said, "A person will be born from his seed, whose name will be the name of your prophet, and he will resemble him in disposition, but not in outward form." Abu Dawud. In Musnad of Ahmad, it is again reported from Ali Razillahu Ta'ala Anhu that the Holy Prophet said, "Mehdi is from the people of my house." In another report, we find, even if a day is left from the age of this world, God will certainly raise a person from among us who will fill the world with the justice as it was filled with oppression. In another report by Ibn Masud, it has been mentioned that there will be no Qiyamah unless there is a person from among the people of my house who is raised as a ruler, whose name will be my name. There are many reports by Abu Sa'id Khudri. In one of them we find Mehdi will be from my ummah, will fill the earth with fairness and justice. And in another, I give you the glad tidings of Mehdi, who will be raised in my ummah at the time of digression and distress of people. He will fill the earth with equity and justice, as it was filled with oppression and violence. Yet in another, it has been stated, he said that we feared that new things would crop up after the Holy Prophet. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Then we asked him and said, Mehdi will be raised in my ummah. Similarly, Ibn Asakir has reported in his Tariq, a person from the family of Hassan will appear from the eastern countries. Even if the mountains stood in his way, he will demolish them and make his way through. And in Tibrani, the following reports occur: I swear by my Lord who appointed me with truth that Mehdi of this ummah will be of these two, that is Hassan and Hussein. And it is reported from Dar Qutni that Mehdi will be from the family of my uncle Abbas. Yet there is another report which reads, O Abbas, God started this matter with me and will end it with a young man of your progeny who will fill this earth with justice, as it was filled with violence. And there is a report in Ibn Majah, there is no Mehdi except Isa. Now, the common factor in these reports are reduced to this, that the Mehdi would appear in this ummah in the later ages, having strong resemblance with the Holy Prophet, filling the earth with equity and justice. But these reports differ as to which family he would belong. He might be from me, that is Holy Prophet, or from the people of my house, or from the seeds of Hassan or Hussein, or of Ibn Abbas. And it has also been mentioned that he might be only a person from the nation of Muhammad. The reports of his being from the seeds of Hassan and Hussein or Abbas definitely contradict one another. Therefore, this part of the report has to be given up. But the report which contains expressions such as from me, from the people of my house, from my ummah can be easily reconciled, for they may imply his spiritual resemblance to the Holy Prophet. As the Prophet is reported to have said about Salman of Persia, Salman is from the people of my house. Similar expressions have been used as well for the other persons. Thus, a member of this ummah having strong resemblance to the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, can be regarded as from him or from the people of his house. The common factor in this report, therefore, is that the Mehdi will be a person belonging to the nation of the Muhammad. This view is supported by the report in Ibn Majah, where only Isa has been called Mehdi. Another important point which is clear from these reports is about the divine appointment of Mehdi. Now, the word appointment for human being is in the Islamic terminology is used either for prophets or for mujaddids. We have already discussed it in the past episode. But as prophethood has come to an end with the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Therefore, the Mehdi can be raised in this nation only as a Mujaddid. As to the reports in which his equity and justice have been mentioned, it must be borne in mind that one type of law and order is responsibility of the government of the day, and the other type of justice is connected to the appointed ones of the God, whether they are in possession of temporal power or not. What type of justice has been referred in these reports will be discussed later. Oppression and violence which have been particularly mentioned here are the same which have been separate by the followers of the religion of the cross. On the one hand, they have raised a humble servant of God to the pedestal of divinity. As the Quran says, the heaven may almost be rent, threat, and the earth cleaves asunder, and the mountains fall down into pieces, that they ascribe a son to the beneficent, the Holy Quran. And on the other hand, they have inflicted sufferings on their fellow beings by their peculiar philosophy, that it is only the white people who have the right to rule over the other nations, the latter being created for the service of the white. I think it is enough for this episode, as it is now established that Imam Mehdi will be raised from the nation of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. And there is no Mehdi except Isa, and it has been proven from the traditions of the Holy Prophet that he will be the Mujaddid of the age. In the next episode, we will discuss whether Mehdi will separate Islam by sword. It is a very interesting topic, so stay tuned for the next episode. And if you haven't subscribed my channel till now, please subscribe it and press the notification button to get new updates for this channel. Wassalam wa akhir dawana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.